So first I'm going to share with you in this video how the disease evolved for my father. And even if he was diagnosed in August 2013, there were already warning signs starting before that. I quit my job in June 2012 and was traveling around Asia, and I was in communication with my father by phone. And starting around February 2013, he started to have hearing problems. So the thing with ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, is that it's a neurodegenerative disease, which means that the nerves and the muscles and the connections between all that stuff, I'm not a scientist, right, but they lose their connection, they lose their strength, and you slowly lose all your physical strength and you get paralyzed. So what was happening is that he started having hearing problems, and he went to see a medic to understand what was going on. And he also started having forgetting things. Just his memory wasn't working so well. And I came back from my travels in June 2013. He was a very sporty man. My father was doing gymnastics, playing tennis, rowing. He was doing Nordic walking in the forest, all that every week. He was a very sporty man. And suddenly he started having this losing balance as well, and having more and more problems to speak, just to articulate with the muscles of his mouth. So there were a lot of warning signs, and we started getting worried without really knowing what was going on. We were in contact with different doctors, and we're starting to make different tests and exams to figure out what was going on. And it went worse and worse. And in July 2013, he started to fall at night when he was waking up and wanting to go to the bathroom. And one night he fell pretty hard and opened the skull and was starting to lose blood. And I was at home by that time. I was, after my travels, I was living at my father's place. So we called the ambulance and we went to the hospital, to the urgency, urgence in French, I have no idea how it's called in English, but the urgency department. That's how it all built up until August, beginning of August 2013, when we got the diagnosis that he had ALS. So my father was diagnosed with ALS in the beginning of August, and I will deal with all the psychological aspect of that in a different video. But just to stick with the timeline, I understood very quickly that we needed help, and fortunately for us, we had the financial situation where we could get home help. We could get an organization to come and help us practically at home, so he could stay at home as he wanted to. And starting already in September, we started having people to come and help us for meals, for breakfast, lunch and dinner. There was a home helper who came and helped him have meals, and his motion was really degrading very quickly, was decreasing very quickly. So we ordered a wheelchair that arrived at some point in September that he started to use more and more. And in October he started having real problems with speech and movement. So we started communicating more in writing, and I will do a video about the practical communication that you can put together. And also he started needing help with being cleaned. So the home helper was spending more time helping him for the meals, helping to clean also as well. And by November he was almost not being able to speak at all, and had more and more problems to write. So we started communicating with yes and no questions, with closed questions and simple answers. And it all continued degrading, and starting in December, by the end of December, beginning of January, the doctor in charge, the main doctor in charge of the whole process, authorized the use of morphine, which is a very powerful medicine, of course, and which helped him alleviate the pain. So also, yeah, something I didn't explain. So we had a special bed for my father, which is a medical bed with a special mattress, which keeps it's a memory form. I don't know the exact word in English. You figure it out. It's a mattress that keeps the shape of the person. That's all really takes away a lot of pain. So that was something we put in place, and more and more medical personnel was coming. So nurses who were making injections of different medicines, and starting end of December, beginning of January, the use of morphine. He started to lose consciousness on a regular basis. He was less and less conscious, and he passed away on the Monday 13th of January 2014 in the morning. And this gives you the evolution of the disease and how fast it can go. And now in the next videos we're going to talk about the practical aspects, the psychological aspects, both for the person suffering of the disease and for the family and friends, so that you can learn things to put into practice in your specific situation.